Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels, and yes, that is the tale of the co-host. Say hi, Mr. Brahma Cat. We are going back to that horrible world known as the JRC with floofy hair. But first, the usual disclaimers. Alright, folks, you are going to see the link to the report we are going over right there in the description box, alongside the other pertinent links to the Stop the Shocks campaign, including Autistic Hoya's massive archive on the subject, tin plates. You know the drill. Sign your name, click on your senator, and the ever-present and self-explanatory change.org Shut the Judge Rotenberg Center Down petition. Now, folks, when we talk about the JRC, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of peoples with disabilities being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please use your headphones, all right? Now, folks, it is 4:56 in the afternoon. Yes, I am exhausted. Relieved I did not lose my job. One more month until I'm off the progression plan, but exhausted. So if I stumble over my words this evening, folks, please, my apologies in advance, alright? And I apologize for the floof. Okay, so back to where we left off last evening. 14.1 Clothing, Grooming, and Hygiene. Now, remember all the DPPC reports of all the abuse that went on with them claiming hygiene? I do. The school shall make provisions with parents or, where appropriate, state agencies to assure that all students are provided with clean, appropriate, and seasonal clothing, as well as with personal grooming and hygiene articles and material necessary to meet his or her individual needs. They're saying that's implemented in response required now. But I remembered an incident. I'm sure you all will remember it with me, where they deprived her from the soaps that she received from her parents at home and instead forced her to use one that wasn't so great for her sensory issues. You remember that? So, why is this provision in here if the school is only going to take it away and use it as a privilege? Makes one wonder, doesn't it? Oh, but they comply though because they have the parents send it. We're not going to let them use it, but it's required that they send it. Make it make sense, people. Make it make sense. 14.2 Food and Nutrition. The school staff shall understand the nutritional requirements of the students enrolled and provide an appropriate number of meals daily. 3 meals daily for residential programs at reasonable, appropriate times, which constitute nutritionally adequate diet. Rating not rated, response required. Oh, let's see this excuse, shall we? We remember about all the food safety violations brought up in the New York report from the same year, right? Let's see this here. Department of Education findings not rated in this report. Findings to be addressed by the Department School Nutrition and Health Services Unit under separate cover. Oh, so it's not your problem, is what you're saying, right? We're not going to tell you about the food and safety violations that we came across because not our department. Interesting. Makes me wonder who's got your balls in a vice. 14.3 Toileting Procedures and Individual Plans. The private special education program shall develop and implement a written plan describing required procedures, including regular toileting and diapering, disposal or laundering of soiled clothing or diapers, and protecting the personal privacy of all students. Toilet training plans based on the parental input, the IEP, and the student's physical and emotional abilities. Oh, you're going to tell me this is implemented. Because you all put Jennifer Masumba in a diaper. She could use the restroom on her own. She had one of those myriad of accidents that happens to all of us as a human. Those horrible, yes, I'm going to get gross here, that moment when you have a fart and something else comes out, and then you forced her into an adult diaper sort of situation. Same thing can happen to any of us at any age. Don't lie, folks. It's happened to you. Don't try to tell me no different. And yeah, they put that as punishment on people, folks, to humiliate them. Fucking spare me. And then sit there and tell me that they respect those kids' privacy when they have a fucking staff member sitting outside their fucking shower curtain while they're bathing to make sure they're having proper hygiene? How the fuck is that proper privacy to anyone? Anyone? Really? But Tiffany, they don't understand hygiene. They need them in there. That's not privacy. Not by anybody's definition. I smell bullshit. Okay, moving on. 15.1 Parental Involvement in Parents Advisory Group. Fuck me. The private special education program shall have a written plan for involving students and shall have a parent advisory group that shall advise the school on matters that pertain to the education, health, and safety of the students in the program. The program shall designate a staff person to support the parents advisory group. I'm going to say it for all the people in the back. If you are a fucking parent and you send your kid to this school when all the evidence is out there, what they do at this place, you are a fucking trash human being, all right? You are a trash human being. Now, I understand the parents who get duped. I know what they put out there in the propaganda. I get it. But if you willingly send your kid to this school, if you become a part of this parental advisory board and know what they actually do there, and you approve of it, you're a piece of shit human being, and you should not be able to have that child with you. I'm just going to say it. When you think it is okay for a school to starve, sleep deprive, shock, and traumatize your fucking kid with that horrific behavioral rehearsal lessons, I'm just going to leave it there. Just going to leave it there. 15.2 Orientation Procedures. The school shall develop and implement orientation procedures for parents and students upon student admission to the program. But remember how much shit they leave out in that orientation. I hardly think that they mention those bizarre behavioral rehearsal lessons where staff will jump out and threaten them with fucking knives. Yeah. Somehow, I don't think that meets the memo. 15.3 When students have parents or guardians with limited English skills, the private special education program ensures that general announcements and notices of extracurricular activities and other opportunities are distributed to them in the primary language of the home. You notice how that didn't happen. In fact, how that kid was sexually exploited in that DPPC report when she was the only one who spoke Spanish. Just saying. Just saying. On that note, folks, I'm going to go ahead and close out. That's enough smoke blowing up my ass for one day by people covering for the JRC. We don't get very many views on this channel, and the few that we do get, especially on this subject, can get removed from time to time. So, folks, please don't forget to hit that like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the comments. I do appreciate your time this evening, and as always, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.